Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, we're using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Wisdom of the House of Night. Here on the back is who created those. If you look up Wisdom of the House of Night oracle cards online, though, you'll easily find them. Relationship first, single second. Where are we going? Let's find out. Oracle cards come out as needed. Oh, there's a double card there. Okay. Aries. Aries. Okay. Let's see. Tuned into that. Relationship. Okay, this is good. 1, 2. Stop. These are face down cards. Usually a little bit of a hidden thing going on there. We'll find out. Now, Aries, when it comes to you and your partner here, your partner's moving forward with something. And I know it says Chariot. For some reason, I'm having this Camelot feel. Like they're on one of these Knights of the Round Table type feel. And I think the reason that's coming in, the way it feels and the way it's kind of playing out in my head here, they're a part of something else. They're a part of a situation. And they're moving forward as a part of a situation. So there's something else they're a part of, and that situation is moving forward, and they're moving forward with it. This is something they've known about for a while, I'm getting with the Hermit card. And I also feel with the Hermit card, they may have been kind of keeping it under wraps for a while. Not really talking about it too much. They may have been dropping subtle hints here and there about where they expect things to go. But now is when it's actually moving forward. They're going forward with this situation. I see you here on this side with the Emperor card. And you also have the Two of Wands here at the same time. You're watching this go forward. And you know this is going to go forward. And you're just kind of like, all right, you're going to have to do these things. This is happening. This is something you need to do. I'm not seeing a problem at this point. And for you, this might go smoother than for your partner is what I'm actually getting. Because what I'm getting here on your side, you're watching it go. You're watching it happen. They're handling what they need to handle. They're going forward with what they need to go forward with. But it's not connecting with you directly. It's like connected to you through them. And you're watching it go. And it just seems like you're kind of on the side, like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, I'm just watching it happen. That's just pretty much, like, what else would I do with that? But I'm seeing you here with the Queen of Cups. And on your side, as the challenge card, it's saying you do have some thoughts and feelings about what's going on over there and what they're involved in and what they're doing. You're just keeping it to yourself because it just seems like, yeah, well, it's not my basket of stuff. You know, it's not my box. It's not my, it's not my bag. You know, it's just not my thing. It's their thing. But you do have some thoughts and feelings about what's going on there. You're just not sharing it. And I'm noticing this is a challenge card because to me, it feels like you're looking at this like, well, is it really my business to get involved with? Like, you know, they're going to do what they want to do. Although I do feel you kind of wanting to say something, you're just kind of like, is it really going to make an effect? Like I've noticed this with Aries, and maybe it's because I connect with Aries energy. My moon is Aries. It's kind of like if there's a reason, if it's going to have an effect, like if I will say something if it'll make a difference. But if all it's going to do is create animosity or aggravation, like, and nothing good is going to come from it, like, why bother? If it's not going to fix the situation, if it's not going to make something better, why make something worse? And I don't know if that's just how I connect to Aries energy, but like, definitely to make something better, we'll go right for it. But if it's just going to be ignored anyway, like, why waste my breath? That's kind of how I'm feeling about this right now. Like, if it's going to be ignored or it's just going to make somebody annoyed and there's no positive effect coming from it, why waste my time? Why make things more difficult for myself? You don't want to hear me? Why bother? And I feel like that's kind of how you're feeling. Like, you know, they're going to say this or that. They seem to know what they're doing. It doesn't seem really right on my side from what I'm seeing. But if it's not going to help, why bother? Now, you got this card face down. It's vision. It's coming up. And I'm seeing this, like, something is, like, the vision of the Fool on your side, and I know stereotypically Aries isn't noted as a clairvoyant sign or anything like that, and I get that, but it doesn't mean you can't have those inklings. Some of you could still have those tendencies anyway. It doesn't matter that you're Aries, in my opinion. And you might be very familiar with this. This might be a shot in the dark, like just once in a great while type feel. But you see where this is going. Your feelings are getting stronger, and I feel like you know that your partner's going to head for something. Like you have that feeling. You see what they're doing, and like I see them talking or they're explaining something, or even you could be like overhearing a conversation they're having with someone else that they're involved with that actually situation with. Like you're overhearing the conversation, but it's not like you're eavesdropping. You just happen to be there, and you're having those soul twinges, I call them, where it just kind of like, ooh, it doesn't sound good, or ooh, that doesn't sound right. You know, like just something's just kind of twinging you, just kind of like, ooh, I don't know about that. Something doesn't sound like it's good here. And you're having this moment in the future. This is a future moment. And the thing is, your partner seems to feel like, oh, everything's great and it's all good, but you're kind of like, ooh, watch out for that other shoe. And I feel like you're feeling it. That twinge is hitting you like, ooh, I don't know. Your partner's still, that's the thing. They're thinking this is all great. And they have the Three of Cups there also, kind of like they're getting along with people. It's almost like validating how they're handling it, because like there's something that they're not handling quite well. And I feel like, especially at this moment, it's twinging you like, oh, it's not how I would do this. Oh, I don't think that's a good idea. It's twinging you. And I'm seeing this Lover's card as their challenge position. I actually don't think this has to do with you. I actually think this has to do with the situation. Because sometimes this card comes through as pass the test. Like you're passing the test, you're doing well, things are feeling good, and they feel like, this is the challenge card though. They feel like they're passing the test. They feel like everything's on point, like everything's working out. They're feeling kind of like they're $1,000,000. They're feeling that $1,000,000. They feel like $1,000,000. They do. Or $1,000,000,000 nowadays, whatever. They feel great. That's in the challenge position though. It's like, ooh. Okay, and this is why we're going here. This is what they're heading for, the devil moment. It's the shadow side in this deck, but it's the same one as the devil. It's, you know, look at the figure in the back. You see him? Like, come on, it's the devil. That's just how I'm feeling. Oh boy, this is face down. They've got chaos. Like, it's coming. There's a bad moment coming forward. There's a bad moment coming forward, and it's the way they're handling it is what I'm getting. And I'm still getting that you're kidding. You know it. Like, I feel like you're kind of, you might even be feeling like, well, it's the way I would handle it. I wouldn't handle it that way. I just think that's a bad idea. I think that could set you up for problems. But I don't see you expressing it, because it's kind of like, well, it's their bag. And like, if they're just going to get annoyed with me for saying it, why do it? Like, especially if like I'm just going to say it, it's going to annoy them, and they're not going to take my advice at all. Why bother? Why have them annoyed with me for no reason? They're headed for like the shadow side, the chaos is face down. Like, it's coming. It's coming. And I feel like you're connected with it. You see it coming. Something's twinging you. They're giving the advice for you if this is really connecting with you. Try to start a benign conversation about this. Try to get them to talk about what's going on with them and what they're doing. Try to get them to come forward to maybe ask what you would do, because you might be able to do that. Get them talking about it. Get them going through things, because there's going to be a little uneasy energy there. They might talk it out with you. They might bring it forward. It might give you an opportunity to say, this is how I would handle it. This is why I would handle it this way. Because when you explain the why, I feel like that's the whole thing. Like, I would handle it differently, and this is why, because I think this could be a big pitfall. And if it doesn't happen, that's fine. But if it does happen, that's going to be a long drop. It's going to be very scary and horrible when it finally hits. And I feel like they're saying, bring it forward. Just start it with a benign conversation. Oh, what's going on over there? I see you're having some good fun or whatever. Or I see you doing this and doing that. You don't want to go forward just like, I see you doing this and I think that's wrong. You kind of just want to start a benign conversation. What's going on over there? Tell me what's going on with you. Get them talking. Get them to tell you. It'll give you your opportunity to say, yeah, I kind of overheard that. I don't know if I would do that. This is why I wouldn't do that. You could give them a chance. Give them a chance to not head down this road. I think the overall energy here is saying you can try to help them. You can give them a chance to see what's coming. It's definitely in their court whether they listen to you or not, or whether they take your advice. I feel like it's just, if you at least try to help them, I feel like you'll feel at least like you gave them a chance, because you do love them. You know what I mean? I feel like you're giving them a chance to not do this, and it'll make you feel like at least you tried to help them, you tried to stand by them, you tried to do what you could, you didn't just hold it to the side. So in the long run, even if they don't listen, they'll know that in the long run that you tried to help them and that you had best of intentions. I feel like this, you trying, actually strengthens your relationship. Even if they don't listen to you, they'll look back and be like, well, you tried to help me and I didn't really listen, but thank you for at least trying. I feel that energy there. I don't see any anger coming towards you from this. I just feel like in the long run, it'll be like, well, at least you tried to help me and thank you for trying. I kind of wish I did listen. That type of feel. All right, I think that's good. All right, so that's Aries and relationships. We're going to put those there. I got more cards already wanting to pop out for the single one. Already seemed like it was starting to blur in, and I don't know why. We'll find out. What do we have for single Aries? Messages for single Aries. What do we have for single Aries? Like that energy already wants to like come in really strongly. Single Aries. And the cards are a little bit different this time for whatever reason. Alright, so what I'm getting for single Aries, for the people this is hitting for, somebody is kind of dancing around you in a sense. I feel somebody flitting in and out. Somebody who's like, they're there, then they're not. They seem like something's going to happen, then nothing does. You got the Six of Swords, but I feel like a back and forth motion because I don't feel like this person completely moves on. I feel like he kind of moves on and it comes back, and it moves on and it comes back. And this is an energy coming back that's already moved on a couple times, but it keeps coming back. And they're going to give you the insight why this keeps happening. They are attracted to you, but they don't feel like a relationship with you would serve them. They got the Five of Swords is telling me they do see that this is something they could have with you. They just don't think it would work out for them. They don't think it would work out in their benefit. Something about this is just kind of like in the long run, they don't think this would work. I'm noticing this too in the center here. The Six of Pentacles is there, but it's hidden behind the King of Cups. So there's passion between the two of you. And I feel like however you deal with this person, it seems like it's pretty good. When it's good, it's good. But the Six of Pentacles hidden behind the King, I don't really like that because I feel like this person is just kind of like, they feel like what they're doing is good enough. Like, it's a moment, it's good times, you're having fun when you're together, and they feel like that's the balance. Like, neither of you are really locking into it. They're feeling like in the moment, they're very reciprocating, they're very good in the moment, but when it's after that moment, and they just kind of shy away and go their own way, I feel like they're not feeling a connection, or like they owe you anything, or like, that you want anything else from it. I don't like the Six of Pentacles here. It bothers me. Kind of like they feel things are balancing out, and for you, it's really not. Because I'm feeling for you, this back and forth motion is starting to really bother you. You're like, why can't we make something of this? It's kind of like you're accepting it that it's an on and off thing. You seem to be accepting that it's on and off, but it's bothering you and it's upsetting you. And the accepting of it, I don't like either. Kind of like it's going to keep coming in and out. It's going to keep going and coming and going and coming. And it's kind of like it's not serving you. It's not really satisfying what you want, but you seem to be okay with it. With the Oath card, I don't like how that feels. It just feels like it's not the best moment. Like the card, it's not the card. It's just the energy coming from it. It's just kind of like you're getting used to it. You're kind of accepting it. And this person isn't really seeing you as a long-term potential person, and I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's good. Because I think for you to be fulfilled, you need to move on from this energy. I just feel like this is dragging you down and holding you back, quite frankly. But when it's good, it's really good. That's the thing. It's almost like when you come together, it's a lot of fun. So it can be a slight bit addictive in that respect. Now, as things go forward, you're heading towards a moment in the future. And I know that you have the Four of Swords popping up here, like you don't seem to want to back down. But what you are going to be hearing from the other person, and I feel like they're going to communicate this quite clearly, because I feel like you're going to kind of want to try to make something of this in the future. You're going to kind of have the attitude, let's try something. Let's try to make a relationship out of this. Let's give it a go. Why not? And I feel them communicating back towards you like, well, it's fun and we have a lot of fun, but I don't want anything else but that. It's good to have good times and see each other once in a great while, but I don't want any more than that. To them, it's just playful fun. They don't want to actually establish anything more than just a fun, playful connection. They don't want to establish like real life connection, like what's your life like, what troubles are you going through, what troubles are they going through. They don't want to get into that area at all with you. They just want to keep it a fun, lighthearted connection and just have good times only. Fair weather friend type feel. But they're showing this again. The Four of Swords on your side is like, you really want to make this more, and I feel like you're going to try to make this more. You're just not going to be able to advance. So they're trying to give you a heads up now, because maybe you could even bring this conversation forward now. If you try to kind of push the envelope now and ask them now, why don't we make this a go? Why don't we make this a relationship and give it a shot? If you say that now, they will come forward and they will give you this information right now, is what I'm getting. Currently, you could get this now. Instead of waiting for it to show up in the future, you could get this now where they will explain to you, I only see this as a fun connection. I don't want to make this any deeper than it already is. Because I feel like the sooner you hit this moment, the sooner you can start moving on from it. Because I really just feel like this is holding you back and this is keeping you from finding what you truly want. And I think that's it. All right. That's what we have for single Aries. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.